if Ziho logs on tomorrow and the 50% is already done, and I
What
excluded
happens?
him from this,
What happens?
like what happens?
Yeah.
He's gonna be annoyed, and he's my friend, and we said we would do this together. We would deal with this together.
Okay. I mean, if you're putting your foot down and you're
Kind of am, yeah.
right,
Like,
and that's fine, right? I accept the reality that the conversation needs to happen, right? I guess all I'm saying
well,
is,
the
I guess
weird thing
the
is
only
when the conversation happened and it goes nowhere, because that's what I'm starting to fear now.
right,
Like,
and
I'm
that's
fearing
why.
that it's going to be an idle conversation. We're going to get them on Discord, and it's just going to be like Eon's going to be like sup, and then it's going to be like sup,
Yeah,
and nothing's going to fucking happen.
and that's exactly why I'm talking to you now, is because that seems more and more like it's going to be the reality, right? That at the end of the day, it would be nice if we could convince Ziho to say yes to split it, or we could convince Ziho to basically be like, no, fuck you, or whatever. But the decision does come to you, right? And so that's why I'm talking to you about, like, essentially maybe just considering, like, you make the ultimate decision that, like, look, whatever happens tomorrow, and you don't have to tell me that's what's happening, right? Because I understand that you want Ziho to have leverage, but just to consider, like, look,
Dude, I
just give
honestly don't
half,
even
don't
know.
fuck the other
I don't
people
even
over.
know what Ziho wants out of this conversation.
I don't understand what the point of it is at all. I mean, I don't understand most of this situation, at least not from, like, you know this should be happening standpoint. Um,
I
but
agree. I feel like this should have never gotten here.
um, well, yeah, that would have been ideal, but here we are, right? Um, so yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, right, there's not much else to talk about. If if you're unwilling to make that agreement now,
I
I
can't,
hope
dude.
I
I
hope you can.
can't. I
Okay, I
can't.
hope you consider it.
I mean, so like again, in terms of walking away with everything, I'm okay doing that too, PT.
Okay,
Right?
sure.
So for me, I I wanna give the best avenue for the best case scenario.
And the best
Like
case scenario
the
is an even split, is what you're saying.
yes, and the scenario is for me to convince my friend to want to split it. Because and like the further like the more annoyed I get, the less I want to do that, right?
Uh-huh.
But I think the meeting just needs to happen. See what happens there with them, and if we can resolve it, we can. If not, then we just move on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the whole just move on thing is much simpler from your side of the fence, right?
Oh
But
yeah, yeah, for sure.
hmm
I'm with you.
well, okay. I mean, if that's where you stand, that's fine. Hopefully the conversation can go somewhere tomorrow, or
I
hopefully it
mean,
even
the
happens
cute part
tomorrow.
is now everyone really cares, right?
Well,
That's the cute part. But
cares
like
about
two
what?
weeks ago, PT, 2 weeks ago, when I cared and I was advocating for the split Discord, talking about all the drama, trying to get the shit so that like it didn't get to this point, like nobody cared.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, right? But in
Because you're
terms
not an
of
officer.
right,
Exactly.
in terms of getting to this point, right? I mean, I don't think anybody expected you to essentially steal the guild bank. So like in any situation, right? Whether you were upset or not, right? And it's not as if we, like, forced you out or kicked
Well,
you out. Like, you
see,
guys
so that's the
voluntarily
interesting
left.
part.
Which part?
The part where like they treat someone like shit and don't expect to get bit.
Well, okay, so I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, giggle, right?
I
Right?
don't know
You
if
like beat the dog up and the dog bites you and you're like, "Oh, fuck, it bit me. Oh, oh shit, they left and they took everything. Oof." Like
I mean, not really. Like, I don't know. I think when you enter into certain engagements with people, you expect them to, I guess, have a certain level of maturity and morality involved.
that's exactly my point, PT.
Yeah. So
I
I
feel
mean,
like I was owed an equal. Personally, I feel like I was owed at least the fight for the request that I have, the private Discord, the getting everyone together, the different groups, the guild responsibility for running ZG so we could have a place for people to do stuff. The me not having to not that this is the part with like the guild bank, right? This has nothing to do with the guild bank. This is just again my
right.
discussions with the guild leader who it's supposed to be taking care of our baby that I got removed out of, right?
Sure. I mean, well, you didn't get removed.
Oh, I just 100% did.
Are you talking about as an officer or?
I was bitch boy for the last 4 months. Since BWL started, I've been bitch boy who works for the guild and gets no respect, no input, uh, won't even take my advice or my qualms or deal with my problems. He won't even my GM won't even deal with my problems, PT,
Oh, so
or
oh,
listen
okay.
to
You're
them.
talking about with your relationship with Eon, basically.
I mean, yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, not mine, but like from my perspective in the guild, as my role for what I was doing, for what we set out at the beginning, the agreement we had to start out with. This was our baby, dude.
Right. I mean,
You included. You
look,
included.
I trust me, I understand because I got voted out, right?
Me too.
I think
Me too.
for
Me
unfounded
too. Me too.
reasons,
Can
but
I put up one of those Twitter posts? Hashtag me too.
I mean, if you
And
want.
then from there, dude. And from there, every time I went to him with issues, it's like, okay, still I'll deal with it. That's what I heard, and then nothing happened.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. I feel like he failed as a GM too,
Okay, I mean
personally.
that's fair. That's
So
very
like
fair.
again, this is my conversation. I don't know if I can't speak for Edward,
Uh-huh.
but there must be more between Edward and him that Edward has qualms with. But me myself, I feel like you could agree with that too, right?
With Eon being an unresponsive GM.
I don't know. I don't know that I like that term. That he's at fault too.
I mean, I wasn't there, right? I wasn't in the situation, so I don't actually know if he did take action, if he took action, and the people that he tried to take action with didn't respond to it. I genuinely don't know what happened in the situation, so I can't really have an opinion on it, right? I understand that Eon's my friend, right? And it might sound like I'm just kind of playing middle ground, but
Friend or not, right? Like it's
I genuinely don't know what happened. Like I literally don't. You know, I don't have the insider information.
okay. Let me ask you this: when someone G quits your guild, do you PM them as the GM?
I mean, if I didn't know why they G quit, yeah, I probably would. But if I knew why they G quit, right? If it was, if they told me why, right, or there was some obvious thing that happened, I may not. But generally, yeah, I would. I would contact them and be like, hey, what's going on? You know, sure.
And I'm not talking about Bear here, right? Because you might take that assumption.
No, I'm not assuming anything because, like I said, I don't know what happened
So
with Eon.
if a guildie leaves and PMs you and you're the GM, do
Okay.
you owe that guildie a conversation?
I would say you should have a conversation with them.
Okay.
Like the thing is, do you owe them a conversation? Well, not really because they left, right? Like if somebody leaves on their own accord, it's different than them being kicked out. Um, so do I think he should have a conversation with them? Yeah, but I don't think they are owed a conversation because they decided to remove themselves from the situation.
I could see that.
Yeah. So, like you said earlier, I'm particular with my wording, right? And
So
all of
here's
that.
another
But
question for you. Are you okay with GMs yielding to threats?
um generally no, right? It would depend on the threat, I guess. I mean, what kind of threat are we talking about? Are we talking about like in real life? Are we talking about like
No,
I'm
like
outside your
G
house, I'm
quit.
gonna shoot you?
Like, you know, this guy comes back into the guild, I'm G quitting.
Um, so is it from one person? Is it the whole guild is saying no, we don't want this person back?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
To me, that doesn't matter.
okay, so are you saying that if 39 people in the rating group said we will G
Okay,
quit if you
okay,
invite
PT, you're a smart boy here. I'm talking about the events that happen, not hypothetical
okay,
ones, right?
which ones? Like that's what I'm trying to say.
The descent one,
Dissent saying that
the
he will
descent one that he did twice, right?
that he's
One, the
saying that
first
he
time
will.
with Boner. Well, no, you were the one with Boner, weren't you?
I mean, I was one of the people that said I would G quit if he came back. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. That those situations, that one,
Right.
the Jux one, like
So what I
all
would
of our friends slowly pushed out. Not to say that Jux was pushed out because I disagree with that. I think Jux kind of left on his own with
yeah.
the intentions of coming back, but then wasn't given the option to come back. So I feel like Jux was a little more malicious than Boner, right?
In
Because Boner left on purpose. He G quit. He wasn't planning on coming back, and then
right.
he asked to come back later. That I agree with you. That's like what.
Right.
But the Jux situation, I don't know if I can agree with that one.
I mean, I don't know Jux's side of it, right? I probably don't know the side that you do.
Oh, I'm the side that you do.
From my perspective, him not being allowed to come back was appropriate. And I also think that even though you may see, right, visually one person speak up and say, I will G quit, if he comes back, that doesn't necessarily mean he's the only person who feels that way, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know what Eon's situation was. I don't know how many people may have PM'd him and said, like, I
Damn, you're
really
really
don't
good at
want
this,
Jux to come
PT.
back.
You're literally gonna work me so hard if I stay in here.
Well, I mean, look, I'm just
Can you
answering your
stop, dude?
questions.
Like, just stop.
I'm just answering your questions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to answer them thoroughly. So that's just my stance, right? Like I try to be as informed as I can about something before I take like a hard position on it. Otherwise, I try to believe that the person who's acting is doing it in the right way to the best of their ability, and hopefully um, to my satisfaction. Which if they don't, I let them know. Um,
For sure, yeah.
but you know, um,
PT, I generally think you're a good guy.
thank you.
I don't think I think you get a lot of slack for the bullshit, but I think you do it with good intentions.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I'm an asshole to a lot of people, but I think for uh, trying to doing them for good reasons, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know the way to put it, but I mean, I appreciate that. Like, I don't hear
So I
that from a lot
mean,
of people, but
yeah.
you know,
So like again, I'm just trying to be straight with you, dude.
yeah, which I appreciate, and that's why I was saying. Like, I see your viewpoint, and I'm glad you're just being straight up about it, right? Instead of kind of just like, well,
If like yeah, like I said, if I wanted to play games, the game would be there. Like the guild bank would have nothing on it.
right,
Like you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like at this point, nothing matters, right? Like at this point, it's in my hands.
yes,
Whether I keep it or not, that's not going to solve anything.
right,
I'm glad you guys were fucking successful yesterday. So that means that the guild's not going to die.
yeah, true,
And so, like, at this point, it's more so about ensuring the guild's success as my baby that I'm left out of. Right?
yeah. Like I mean, yeah, I mean that's one way to look at it, right? I mean that's true.
I mean,
It's
that's from my perspective. So, like, if
I mean
I do right by you guys, then I'm helping you guys finish, whatever we set out to do, and that'd be
right,
great and all.
yeah,
But at this point, my loyalties and priorities are in my future, not your future.
right. I understand that, right?
Again, I don't give a fuck about the gold, the currency.
And I
It
don't think you
means
do. I don't think you're there like, oh, look at all like the things you can buy with this gold, because that wouldn't
don't give a fuck. I
that
can't
wouldn't
buy
that wouldn't
anything
make
with
any
it. I
sense,
couldn't
right?
even buy
That's
a
that's
tier
not where
with
I
it.
think your mentality is.
You know me? What's the tier?
Yes,
20K. I
look,
couldn't even buy it.
look,
So
I
so
understand that it's really just because you're gonna be with Edward